Okay, it is still Houston. It is still Thursday, September 30th, 2021. 7:16 p.m. Did it give the time last time? Probably. I don't know. All right, I'm uploading this one because, yeah, I don't like the hodgepodge videos. I'm at a loss for how to describe it, assuming I will ever get around to doing so. All right, so why do I feel I need another video? Right? Okay. I scribbled down some notes as I was going through my week, and I was just, I don't know, I was hashing out ways to supplement my income, trying to see if I really have the large disposable income I think I have, or thought I had. But I don't know. You see, for 2 months I wasn't paying rent, right? Part of that housing program thing. And yeah, with that, I mean, sure, any salary looks, any wage looks pretty good. So I guess I really don't have a solid idea of what my disposable income is going to look like. Now, initially, I was afraid my disposable income, considering the economy, was something to worry about. How stable is the currency and all that kind of stuff. Now, that brings its own set of worries, right? Now, if you don't have much of disposable income or no disposable income at all, that's another set of worries. That's something else to, and different arguments have to be considered. So, that's not so much, do I get into stocks? Do I get into real estate? Do I try to acquire skills for a time when I will be getting into real estate? How likely is it that I will get into real estate? So forth and so on. Considering the environment that now exists, I really don't want to go into property management. On top of that, if it turns out that the disposable income I thought I have, I don't have, the question becomes moot. It's not an issue. It's a non-issue. So, I spent a couple of weeks worrying about what happens if my disposable income is substantial enough or to start thinking about certain things. Now, the other side of that coin, what if it isn't? And winter is approaching, and what added expenses will that bring, especially my commute? Because I had begun to think that I'm just going to start relying on Lyft a little bit more, or a lot more, for the couple of months in winter when it gets a bit too unmanageable. maybe not physically, but just, I mean, if it just gets too much of an ordeal to drag yourself out of bed to face that commute, then, yeah. So if I start calling Lyft, at least in the earlier part of the day, and then throwing my bike in the trunk and just at least that cuts the expense in half, you know. It's not like, but I don't know. Anyway, for the last couple of days, I started thinking I spoke too soon about the education thing. And that occurred because they started talking about all the job openings, job shortages, employees shortage, right? And now they're just hiring people that don't have the experience that they once, were trying to. And they started like giving the job titles that there's real shortage in. And teaching assistant was one of them. And I found myself becoming very enthusiastic about the notion. As you know, I've submitted a considerable amount of applications along those lines. But, that's when everybody wanted experience. And even if they didn't want experience, the process was so dragged out and so long that it wasn't really feasible. But just hearing that got my little wheels spinning pretty darn fast. So, thinking about what my disposable income really is going to look like. And then with the approach of winter and how much my commute is going to start costing, I had to re-examine certain aspects of my situation. And again, if my disposable income is substantial enough, that's fine. I may stay where I'm at for a couple of years, as a matter of fact. Will I try to transfer to another position within this company? All signs points to, oh heck no. I like being just this particular job. I'm on my own for a considerable amount. You're very independent in this particular job, in this particular role I have in this company, and that is basically the best part of it. The other best part of it is the paycheck. Now, if that changes, then I'm going to have to re-examine my situation. And I'm looking at this property management thing, and I'm thinking, you know what? There is a good possibility that I will not be able to invest in real estate here or even abroad. So having to get that skill set, again, becomes irrelevant. And, but the education thing is still a viable option. And certainly if I get experience now, in the next couple of years, So, yeah, this is, a lot of the internals are shifting. So I wanted to, if only for myself again, try to figure out, okay, wait a minute. A couple of weeks ago, I was all into property management, real estate, so forth and so on. Airbnb. Now that one's still kind of, I want to see if that will ever play a part. I don't know. Frankly, I still like the idea. Still think real estate is a good investment if you do it right. I like where Airbnbs are going, assuming they don't put so many restrictions on it that it becomes, you know, unworkable. But, yeah, there's still a lot of moving parts. So I just wanted to, at least for myself, throw in a little bit of an update because it is shifting again. I have to see in the next few weeks what my disposable income really looks like and make it better and make solid decisions at that point. Because right now, I don't know. Property management is I may be getting another job while I'm still in this country, but it's starting to look like it's not going to be property management after all. And the other plus side of the education thing is not only will I be able to get the experience I need, but there's also that, see, the perk in this job is that I'm working independently for the most part. The perk with the education part is you get a couple of months off a year, so I could actually travel while I still have a job, right, to rely on, and I'm gaining the experience. At this point, you know, assuming I do have a large enough disposable income to stay here for a couple of years, I can't go anywhere. I have no extra time. I have to spend a couple of days off sleeping, basically catching up on my sleep. So it's like, no, what the heck? The 2 days I have off, I'm running all my errands. If I need to get this thing to the bike shop, that's a good chunk of my time off spent doing that. So it's like, yeah, I got the valve extension thing. So I'm not going to exchange, I'm not going to replace the inner tubes, but I still want them to adjust the brakes, and I still need them I still need to replace the backlight on this thing, because after I changed the battery, I was able to get it to turn on, but I couldn't get it to stay on. Oh, look at that. Now it's turning on. This morning I couldn't get it to turn on. Now it's turning on. See, but it didn't go to the blinking and stay there. So that's that mode. And that's that mode. Okay. Well, one of the modes is gone. But I mean, this morning I couldn't even get it to do that. Nope. And it's off. You see? It's just... Okay, now it's staying on. I'm going to count how many seconds before the darn thing goes off. Anyway, it's not reliable anymore. So I'm going to replace that, have them adjust the brakes, and I spent an entire video talking about the tire situation and what I'm going to do with that. So look at that one, the Houston commuting part 10 thing. But yeah, I'm going to take it to the bike shop. Let's see how long that thing stays on. Okay. Well, this is 15 minutes. So that's the messy week I've had now. Most of it, a good part of it dealing with the bike, the other part of it dealing with internal stuff. I did add a couple more senior apartment buildings to my list. So I've got, tomorrow's October 1st. Yeah. Still, I got a little bit of time before I qualify for that senior designation, but whatever. Not too much time. So anyway, the real thing is the approaching winter. How much is the commute going to cost me? Do I have a disposable income? Because at this point, it's just a decent disposable income and the fact that I'm working on my own. Alright, that's the benefit of this thing. Drop. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Now it really doesn't work. Anyway, it's unreliable. So that's not something you want to be unreliable. Okay, well this video is long enough. Really, it's just random issues that I'm dealing with at the moment. The economy is all over the place. Supply. And really, I don't know who's going to do this online thing, shopping, when you have Amazon around. Because, I'm not even going to bother putting it back on the bike. It's not reliable, what's the point? Alright, well, so it's going to hit 20 minutes. Alright, that was about all the scribbling I put here. I put Rover, so that tells you how broad this thing goes. That's completely out. italki, that's part of the language issues I am also going through at the moment. Yes, I've started the Turkish thing with Duolingo's. No, I have not started the Malay Berlitz thing. Give me a minute to not be running around like a chicken with their head cut off kind of thing. So, let's see. Property management I scratched out. Senior apartment, yeah, I've added a few to my list. E-bike upgrade, I've already gone into that. So I put down back education, mostly for those 2 months you have off. And plus, I need the experience, right? Everybody wants the experience. As far as the overall education system, I need to mind my own darn business. It's enough for me to just do my job and learn the teaching skills I need to learn and gain that experience without having to be philosophical about the entire educational system an entire culture, and so that's none of my business. Okay, I'll leave that for the kids to fight about. This old fart has certain objectives that she has to accomplish. All right, so whatever. And winter, yeah, the added expenses that I'm gonna have to deal with. Okay, I put Shopify and Airbnb. Those are hopefully possible supplements, but I really can't count on that. It's just things I will at least tinker with on some level. Maybe they're viable options, maybe not. I don't know. But that's the internals. That's all the ideas I'm turning around at this point. Okay. This is a catch up to try to figure out what I'm doing now. Trying to figure out my own economics, all right, and all the issues that I have to plan for. All right. Okay, this video is definitely long enough. All right, I'll talk to you later, YouTubers. Take care.